feel free to ask any questions.
Well, what do you do, Laura, to get the season started?
Well, our first tournament is in Palos Verdes, California. So the ladies got back the middle of January. We're playing a very hilly golf course coming up. So we've been getting fit. We've been doing some hiking trips. We've been walking a lot, playing a lot of different golf courses in town that give us some uneven lies, and just kind of preparing for the spring. We have a really solid roster, continuing off our success from last year. So just doing all the little things right.
Are you guys still feeling that confidence or energy from November's win?
Yeah, I definitely think we are. I think that gave us a lot of excitement moving forward from that semester. Going into this one, we're really looking forward to our first event.
Yeah, I really think that after that win, we like look forward to the spring semester even more. It was a great way to end the season, so I guess all of us are just like even more excited for this upcoming season. So I think we're preparing for that, so we're all happy and excited.
Haley, could you tell during the fall that teams looked at you guys differently when they played you?
I couldn't really tell. I mean, because I feel like most of them just knew that we had won and that like it was just an incredible moment. And I felt like they just didn't change the way they were playing. They were just playing the way that like they normally do.
Coach, obviously you set the bar pretty high last season. What are some things that you feel like you can do to just build on that success and keep it going here at Arizona?
Well, of course, you know, our goals this year are to win it again. And considering the fact that we have pretty much the exact same roster that we did last year, and most of these young women all aspire to play professional golf, it's, you know, Coach Jay and I would have a moral obligation to make sure that these ladies get the best out of every day so that they're getting the best out of their future. Because for a couple of these young women, the future's right around the corner, and it's going to be fun to watch.
Haley, aside from winning the national championship last year, what's been your favorite moment on the golf course here at Arizona?
I think it's just been with my team like all these past 3.5 years. We've all just bonded together, and I've made great friendships forever, and I hope to see them like on the tour, so that'll be great to see them and everything.
How would you describe the feeling when you got the Augusta invitation?
It was pretty special. I was actually in Australia when I received it. So my mom like texted me my invite, and I was like, it was pretty special because it came in like an envelope just like the actual Masters invite, and just to be able to step on the grounds of Augusta is just going to be pretty amazing.
What was it like when you found out that another teammate had been selected?
I was pretty happy because I knew Yusung had worked hard all fall season and moved up the rankings, and for her to get in last minute is pretty special. And we have a recruit coming too also, so that's going to be pretty special to see 3 of us there.
How would you 3 describe the competition within the Pac-12? I mean, how good is it?
I would say it's pretty intense. I would say that all the teams in the Pac-12 are really good teams, and it's a great opportunity for us to be exposed to all these like top golfers, not just in college but also in the world. So I think the intensity is what pushes us to become better. So I guess it also helps us improve as golfers.
Just for all 3 of you athletes, you know, I know you're all 3 seniors, so last go around, what is that like for you 3?
It's almost kind of scary for me. I just don't want this ride to end. I've been really enjoying my time here at the school and on the team here, and I really love my teammates. So being in my last semester is really bittersweet for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I find it's very sweet, like just because I've come so far from when I first started, and then just our amazing run last year, and now giving it one more shot out there. Our last couple tournaments, it's pretty special, and it'll be bittersweet. Like once college ends, but then I'm looking forward to a new chapter after that. So.
For all three of you, is there anything specifically that you guys are trying to improve on from the fall for this semester?
I would say a lot of things, though. But so at the end of the semester, we always have like individual meetings with our coaches. And last semester, we obviously went through our stats for the fall season. And I mean, obviously, there's still a lot of things to improve on. But I think the one thing that I want to focus on is just being more consistent on the golf course. I don't know, I guess just being consistent and steady player is what helps a team stay up there. So if there are some things then that I need to focus on, specifically like driving accuracy, short game, probably what I would say.
Yeah, I think we can all agree to that, just for everyone to be consistent in all parts of their golf games to really tighten up our team.
As a coach, I would say that we're continuing to work on mental composure, maturity, and with that, consistency on the golf course. These three seniors are really talented young women, but they're nowhere at their potential yet. And Coach Jay and I, we know that, and so it's our responsibility to keep pushing them. But again, as seniors, we've seen in the past with our great players such as Lindsay Weaver, Crystal Kiwis, Allison Walsh through the years, where that senior year, it's kind of go time a little bit, because the next chapter is a little bit closer than it was 2 years ago. And so just for them to believe in themselves, be confident, know that they have the skills that it takes, because the women up here sure do.
Coach, how much of the game would you say is a mental versus the physical side of it?
Depends on the player. What would you say, Coach?
I don't know. I would say overall, you see golf as being you hear the 70% mental, 30% physical all the time, but it's it's self-belief a lot of the time. These ladies are all talented. Our entire team is very talented, but when they believe in themselves, that's when they really produce. That's how the game works.
What's it been like for you, Justin, to come into a program like this?
It's been awesome. I'm the newbie, so I get to come in and go to all the games and watch them get recognized as the national champions, and see all their faces, watch Coach Ainello cry a little bit. It's been really fun. We've got like I said, we've got a very talented group, and they're all great young ladies. It's just been great to try and help them improve. Yeah.
Would it be accurate to say, Laura, that 5 Pac-12 teams could win the national championship?
Yes, without a doubt. I think we're ranked 9th in the country, and we're the 6th ranked team in the conference, if that doesn't tell you, with UCLA, USC, Stanford, Cal. I mean, everybody's really solid. So, winning the Pac-12 preview back in November was a big deal, because you beat the number 1, number 3 schools in the country. So we know if we're battling day by day with our Pac-12 rivals, we're doing pretty good. But it's the best of the best in the Pac-12.
Is that something that elevates the atmosphere when you're playing against Pac-12 teams?
Oh, I would think so. Yeah, I really think it does. Obviously, when we play against our other teams in the conference, you want to beat them. I mean, I guess you could say we're pretty competitive, but that's always the goal, just to, I guess, play better than everyone else, and just to know that the schools in your conference are also the ones on top of like the college rankings. I would say it definitely does intensify and just makes the atmosphere a little more competitive.
Is the Northrop Grumman coming up, is that a Pac-12 inspired thing, or does somebody else host it from afar?
It's actually hosted by Ohio State University. Yeah, they host it, and I would say out of the 11 teams that we have for women's golf in the Pac-12, I believe 6 or maybe 7 of the teams will be there. But you also have some teams, top teams from the ACC, such as Wake Forest, SEC, Alabama will be there, Oklahoma State, Florida. It's definitely a Power Pack tournament to start off the spring, which we play in every year.
Haley, last year at that tournament, you got off to a fast start in day one. The next 2 days didn't go like, I don't know, how you would have liked it to. How do you think this year you can maintain that kind of performance?
I feel like I have a lot more experience on that course. And it's just, I feel like just the parts on that course is just to like, just put it in the spot where like you know that you can like make a par, like don't, and like just judge the greens right and just be patient out there, because like there are scoring holes, but then there's also some holes where if you get out with par, that's fine, or like even if you do make a couple mistakes, you still have holes to make up, and there are some scoreable holes out there, and so yeah.
What was it like to choose to come back for your final year? Did you have a hard time deciding whether to turn pro or not?
No, I didn't have a hard time at all. I really think that education is important, so honestly it wasn't really a hard decision, and that was my plan even before I got into college. And the deal that I pretty much had with my parents was to finish college, so I don't think it was a hard decision at all. I mean, I was also looking forward to my final season, seasons in Arizona, so it was easy for me to decide to come back.
Even when you did well on the LPGA Tour that week?
Yeah, I still think that I have a lot more to learn with my last 2 semesters in college, and I really want to take advantage of that, especially since I do want to play golf after I graduate, so there's still a lot more to learn, and that's why staying would probably be the best decision for me.
How about for you, Haley? Did you think about it seriously?
No, not really. Like when I first stepped on this campus, I knew that I wanted to stay here all 4 years, no matter how I was performing or not, because I just knew that a college education is great to have, because you never know if something might happen and you might have to go a different route. And just, I felt like every year we like got better and better, and I knew that one year we can definitely compete to like win a national title. And just doing it last year with my team, I knew that I wanted to come back because we'd have the same girls and we could do it again.
Is there any one course that you all look forward to going to every year that's on your schedule?
Course. Well, in the fall, we obviously look forward to going to Nanea in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's an amazing course. It's beautiful. I love the view, and it's very challenging. Aside from that, they serve us pretty good food, but sorry, I just had to mention it. But yeah, the course is really challenging, and I think that's what makes it exciting to look forward to.
Yeah, I think Nanea too, like it's a challenging course, but it's just
Hawaii.
it's always great to be in Hawaii, like living the life.
Okay, yeah. Just getting to travel and do what you
Yeah.
love doing the most. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys prefer traveling, being on the road, or playing at home?
It's a really good question. I mean, I like staying at home.
Yeah.
I mean, traveling can be really tiring and draining, but I would still prefer traveling over staying at home.
Mm-hmm.
You just get to experience a lot of new things.
Yeah.
Laura and Justin, how did recruiting change after you started recruiting as a national champion?
I feel that U of A was finally on the map a little bit more than it had been in the past. We've got great alum such as Annika, Lorena, Golbus, but it's been so long that a lot of these young athletes, it doesn't resonate as much. So the fact that the NCAA championship is televised, I think really helped give us some notoriety, but also as a coaching staff, validated the fact that we're doing the right thing here. We're helping these young women. We're playing really strong tournaments. They're aspiring to play professionally and move on to the next level. It's definitely helped, but I think more so just the fact that we have amazing facilities. Nothing has changed from this last year to 2 years ago. You know, we're still the same school, we're still the same coaches, but just winning that title, it validates everything. And I will say I've gotten a lot more, you know, we've had a lot of success in Asia the last couple of years, you know, with Bianca from the Philippines and Yachan and Yusong from Taiwan, and we have another recruit, Vivian Ho, coming next year from Taiwan, and a player from Great Britain, Holly Muse. We're definitely a little bit more on the international scheme, or yeah, I guess you could say we're definitely looking at more international prospects. But yes, also I'd say since Coach Jay came on, we're also in the top ranking for some American recruits, which hasn't been the case in the last 4 years as well.
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for the recruiting prior to me being here, but I know when people see the A when you're walking around a golf tournament, they definitely notice it a little bit more, for sure.
Coach, from your time being in their shoes as a player to now knowing where the game is, the national championships are televised. You guys are in Eastlake, that was televised. Augusta Women's National coming up. How have you seen the game grow and transform for young women trying to get into this game, and where do you see it going in the near future?
Women's golf is continuing to get better with sponsorships of the LPGA Tour. The fact that Augusta National is now opening their doors to a women's tournament is amazing. The opportunity for these young women, it's there to make a really good living after collegiate golf. Not that it wasn't there when I played 20 years ago, but it's there and it's thriving, and I think that's why you're also seeing more junior golfers getting into the game earlier, and why you're seeing younger players even continue to progress and get better at a younger age. So women's sports, women's golf is growing, and it's wonderful to see. Of course, it's not up there with the PGA Tour. We've got a ways to go to catch up to that, but it's definitely going in the right direction, where if you look 10 years ago on the LPGA, you know, they were on a downward spiral where they had cut half of their tournaments. So it's good to see it back rising again. But I think tournaments that are giving exemptions, you know, with if you're ranked in the top 5 in Golf Week rankings, they're giving these young women exemptions to final stage LPGA Q School. If you win the Southeastern Asian Pacific Amateur, which, you know, Bianca Yusong Money will be playing in April in Japan, you're getting exemptions into the Avion. So the other thing, too, about amateur women's golf is they're giving so much more opportunity for these young women, which is great on an international level.
For all three of you, has there been much talk of repeating again this year, or is it just something that you guys are taking as it comes?
I mean, yeah, we've heard that a lot, but at the same time, at least from my mindset, that happened last year, and I think that we just have to work twice as hard, because I know that other people would try to win that thing, obviously, but I think that as the reigning national champions, I think that's what we need to do, just work twice as hard. We can't be complacent, we can't just sit back, so we have to focus on the tiniest things just to become better. And like what Coach said, I think that there is a lot to work on mentally, and I think that's what's going to help us if we want to do it again. So yeah.
Yeah, just like work on those little things, because all parts of our game, it's not perfect, and it has to be pretty perfect going into there, because you can't make many mistakes. You can make some, but not a lot, just because like there's just other teams out there who are just practicing as much as we are, or even more, and they're like trying to work as hard to be on our stage like we were last year, like being the national champions. So.
Do you guys feel at all like you have a target on your back?
A little bit. Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of eyes are on us, and I think I kind of feel a little bit of that pressure too in this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have 6 girls on your roster? Mm-hmm. Is that typical?
Yeah, no. We have 6 ladies, and we lost one in December to turning professional, which seems to be the trend the last couple of years. But you know, if it be 6, if it be 9, it doesn't matter. Just got to stay healthy and make sure everybody's doing their due diligence to be the best every day, and we'll see what happens come May.
Who's in your home tournament this year?
Go for it.
That's a good question. I know we got UNLV, obviously Oregon.
ASU.
ASU's coming. Us. We've got a big field.
UNLV, New Mexico, New Mexico State,
New
Purdue,
Mexico State,
Iowa.
Purdue, Michigan, Iowa. Sorry if I'm missing a couple, but yeah, we've got a big field.
It's definitely not the strongest field that we'll play in over the semester, but it's good.
How's that field selected?
We send out special invitations.
Bailey, what does it mean to you to be invited to the inaugural Augusta Women's National Amateur?
It's definitely pretty special because, I mean, just Augusta, at first, it's one of those courses where it was really only invited just for men to play, and for the chairman, Mr. Ridley, to open up his course to the top 70 women amateur golfers in the world to come and play. It's pretty special, and it's just going to be amazing just walking on the grounds and just seeing all the history from Augusta National, and yeah.
Anything else for this group? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.